Most stories about Christmas begin with lights, music, and joy. But mine began with a girl standing alone in a grocery store aisle, wiping away tears she tried to hide. I didn't know her name. I didn't know her story. I only knew she looked like someone carrying the weight of the whole world in her hands. And to this day, I still don't know what made me speak to her. Maybe it was instinct, maybe it was kindness, or maybe it was destiny. But that moment, that one awkward, unexpected moment changed both of our lives forever. Before I tell you what happened next, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment to support the channel, The Soulful Stories. Your support helps us bring more emotional and inspiring stories straight to your heart. Her name was Emily. I learned that after she apologized for crying and tried to laugh it off. She said she was fine, but her voice said the opposite. I wasn't trying to pry, but I also wasn't about to pretend I didn't see her pain. So I gently asked, "Are you okay? You look like you're having a rough day." She hesitated, then said the words that opened the door to everything that followed. "My parents are coming for Christmas, and I'm dreading it, not what I expected." I raised an eyebrow. "Most people get excited for family visits." "Yeah," she said, "but not when you're the only single person left in the family. My mom keeps asking when I'll bring a boyfriend home. My dad makes jokes about me being too picky." She sighed. "I wish I could just show up with someone, even a pretend boyfriend, just for one night, one peaceful Christmas Eve." She laughed weakly, but there was real pain underneath, and before I could stop myself, before my brain had time to approve the words coming out of my mouth, I said, "I'll do it. I'll pretend to be your boyfriend on Christmas Eve." She froze. Then she slowly looked up at me, really looked. Her sadness shifted into something else, something questioning, something hopeful. "Pretend," she whispered, "or real?" My heart skipped. I'd known her for maybe 3 minutes, but something inside me said, this moment matters. I tried to hide the sudden rush in my chest. "Pretend, I guess, unless you want real." She smiled, a small, nervous, beautiful smile, and said, "Let's start with pretend." Christmas Eve arrived faster than either of us expected. We met outside her parents' house, standing under a porch decorated with warm golden lights. She looked stunning, not in a glamorous way, but in the quiet, gentle way that feels like home. "Ready?" she asked. "Not at all," I said. She laughed and hooked her arm through mine, and somehow it felt natural, easy. When we walked inside, her parents lit up brighter than the Christmas tree. Her mom hugged me instantly. Her dad shook my hand with a firm, assessing grip. Her siblings asked us how we met, how long we'd been together, whether we had plans for the future. Emily kept glancing at me, silently asking, "Are you okay?" And I kept subtly nodding. "I'm right here." The crazy thing? We didn't even have to pretend. Every time she talked, I found myself smiling without meaning to. Every time she reached for my hand, I held it tighter than expected. Every time she laughed, something warm bloomed in my chest. At one point, her grandmother pulled me aside and whispered, "Don't you hurt that girl. She's been through a lot more than you think." I wanted to ask what she meant, but I figured it wasn't my place. Not yet. After dinner, while everyone was busy cleaning up, Emily and I slipped outside. Snow was falling softly, drifting down like tiny glowing feathers in the warm porch light. She wrapped her arms around herself, not because she was cold, but because she was nervous. "Thank you," she said softly. "Tonight meant more to me than you know." I stepped closer. "I'm glad I could help." She looked down. "My last relationship ended badly. My ex made me feel like I wasn't enough, like loving me was a chore." She swallowed hard. "I haven't brought anyone home in years. I just didn't want my parents to worry again. I didn't plan what came next. I just acted." I gently took her hands in mine and said, "Emily, being with you tonight didn't feel like pretending." She lifted her eyes slowly, and when she did, the whole world around us seemed to go quiet. "Me neither," she whispered. Something inside me clicked, something warm and real. But before I could say anything else, her parents opened the door and called us back in for hot cocoa and cookies. We walked back together, fingers laced, hearts racing. Later that night, after everyone exchanged gifts, her little niece ran up to us and handed us a drawing. It was a picture she scribbled in bright crayons. A house, a Christmas tree, 2 people holding hands. She pointed and said, "That's you two. You look happy." Emily's breath hitched. My chest tightened. Her mom watched us from across the room with a knowing smile. I realized then that kindness, simple, unexpected kindness, had brought me here. Not fate, not luck, just a moment of choosing to care. And that choice was changing everything. When the night finally ended and we stepped outside again, the world was silent under a fresh layer of snow. I walked her to her car. Neither of us spoke. The moment felt too delicate for words. Finally, she took a shaky breath. So, Christmas Eve pretending is officially over. Yeah, I said softly. She nodded. Thank you for doing this for me. I looked at her, really looked, and said, Emily, what if we didn't stop? She froze. I continued, what if we tried something real? Her eyes filled with tears. Not sadness, relief, hope. You mean that? She whispered. I stepped closer, brushing a loose strand of hair from her face. Yeah, I mean it. She smiled, the kind of smile that happens when all the weight finally lifts. Then she whispered the same words she said the day we met. Pretend? Or real? This time I didn't hesitate. Real? I whispered. And under the falling snow, with Christmas lights glowing behind us, she leaned in and kissed me. Not dramatic, not perfect, just honest, warm, true. The kind of kiss that felt like kindness came full circle. Sometimes kindness is small, sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's a simple joke in a grocery store aisle that becomes something much bigger. But kindness always matters. It heals what's broken. It brings people together. And sometimes it creates a love story no one saw coming. So this Christmas and every day after, choose kindness. You never know whose life it might change or how it might transform your own.